Good evening, everybody. I hope you're doing well. So today was the big day for CPI, and it did not disappoint in a good way. So the 10-year yield down 4.34 is where we closed. It was pretty steady all day once it dropped. So good news is everything was in line. Retail sales came out flat. Good news, bad news, good news, right? But good news is 10-year at 4.34, right? Hadn't seen that in over a month. So what else? Tomorrow we have the Philly Fed survey, which is a measuring of manufacturing in that region. Is supposed to be an indicator for what's going to happen, generally across the nation. So we'll wait for the Philly Fed survey to come out tomorrow and see if that has any impact on interest rate or mortgage bonds. So what else? So I had a nice conversation. Talked to a client for a couple of days now in a row. Really great person. Unbelievable questions. Lengthy conversations, but well thought out from her side, right? And it's interesting because she qualifies for both a conventional or an FHA mortgage, right? So the credit's there, the income's there, everything's in place to, hey, you pick it, right? Putting some money down, etc. And showed her both scenarios just to say, hey, here's what it is. I always like my client to know, even if we're not going one direction or the other, or using one program or not one program, I always say, look, if you're standing by the water cooler and somebody says, hey, but my guy or my person said this, I don't want my client thinking, gosh, my person didn't ever bring that up. I like them to kind of know about everything. So I did show conventional, I did show FHA. The FHA, just because of the pricing, and again, good credit and putting money down, still came up with a lower monthly mortgage payment, right? But the question that she had asked then was, hey, remind me, Jeff, about the differences. And I don't want to take too much time. There are the quick differences that I brought to her attention was with FHA, you have the UFMIP, or the upfront mortgage insurance premium, which is going to add back into the principal balance that you're financing. So you're financing a little extra, where conventional doesn't have any type of, all the Govy loans, USDA, VA, FHA, all have some type of fee that gets funneled back in. For the most part, there are exceptions to that rule. The other piece is the PMI, or the private mortgage insurance, or the monthly PMI, right? Where for the FHA, 3.5%, less than 5% down, you're gonna have a 0.55. 5% or greater, you're going to have 0.50. So not a big change there. Plus the PMI is there for life unless you put X amount of dollars down. Then there's some exceptions to that rule. So those were the two big ones again. And then the discussion turns to, with regards to rate, where that rate is for each program, and will there be an opportunity in the future to refinance. So lots of stuff to go there. Again, I'll leave it with, regardless of where you're at in this process, talk to your mortgage person and make sure you're getting explanations on the programs and what the secondary markets are doing, etc., etc. If you have any questions for me, 404-915-6834. Have an amazing night. Take care.